guys, Dark Prometheus here. Welcome back to another Warno episode. We're playing with the 56th Guards. The separate Guards Infantry. It's a VDV. We're playing with them. One of the new air assault regiments. Playing a 5v5 against randoms. Who we have with us is Joe, who's the 39th. He is going to be to my immediate right. Bartok is playing with the 4th. He's going to be on the far right. Over here. I was also playing with the 56th, so he's going to be to my left. And then Spy is playing KDA on the far left. How this kind of adds out is Spy's up against the 101st on the left side. Bao is going to be seeing probably the more than anything, maybe the 24th. We will definitely be seeing the 24th as well. For this on the right is going to be the French. Going to be the 11th E. And on the far right, I think we're going to see what is the 5th Panzer go up against Bartok. So our starter, what we're coming out with is the Spetsnaz GRU Stinger, which is it's actually a pretty good one because it does come with some good Stinger basics, some anti-tank rockets, so it's pretty good all around. I like the Metlas. Metlas are great. A couple of Iglas and Conquerors. Do that. So we do have some ASF with this, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter a whole lot on this push. So I might want to show this because I think this is one where our opponent is a little bit slower. We're getting up, and maybe it's because we have more of a forward deploy element. There are some snipers coming up here. And those snipers are not going to win against two Stinger units. With both of these have AGSs. Then we have a Rosetka with an AGS. But the thing is, we saw the snipers stop here. It was not an aggressive push. We saw them stop there, and so we said we're going to take the middle of this. We're just going to take the exact middle. Eagle coming in. He shots at Bao's MI8. Actually survives in that. Bao's a good push up through this. Not a... I mean, it's a very suspect push if you even... I don't know. Maybe he went more full aircraft. We come out with a MiG-23. We hit the Eagle, and I think that's what it is. They went more ASF. We do lose the plane. But the moral of that story is Bao is easily certified that. So yeah, they stopped all the way up here, which is very weird. With that, let's go to our view and hide the panel. We saw this command. We already gapped this. We're going to eventually move this BMP with this command up, but we're worried about getting this situated. And the thing with the National Guard units is they're going to have more infantry that just can deal with me a lot easier. We're going to get this Conquerors out. This Conquerors will be able to deal with these Bradleys. And the key thing with this is going to be seeing how effective some of these other units are, particularly how effective aircraft is. So Conquerors coming in here, going to take some shots at the Bradleys. Bradleys going to smoke out. We do lose that forward vehicle. And now we're trying to get our Conquerors up in a more staged area. They have a tick to 4. We're going to come up and take that though. Bartok's going to eventually cap this. Lima's going to be the biggest issue, I think, for us. In this, once we take that one, that's a big tick. I mean, 5 is a big tick. Cluster strike coming in. Going to hit my Conquerors. And that is going to make this a questionable strike, because that should have killed that Conquerors. But it doesn't. Alright, so we're going to come up and challenge this cap. Joe's kind of pinged me that we need to challenge that. I mean, there's kind of a 6 lane in this. But we have to, me and Joe kind of have to share this lane, which is fine. All right, we're going to get some supply up, and we're going to move these igloos up as well, up in this space. You do need to deal with any air that comes in. We had really good recon in this one. The Metla not being hit by the Engineer's Dragon is insane. There's the firing on the fire team dragon. We knew we could kill that very quickly, but it doesn't actually work. Look around us here. The Bradley's there. This Conquerors can't actually see that Bradley. If it was maybe like over here, it could. The issue is, I mean, I wanted to have more look towards this PVAD. All right, Iglo's moving up. We're going to challenge this. They're at a 4 tick right now. Bartok's going to challenge this too. So that'll neutralize that. So they'll be at a 1 tick in which we have to challenge Lima. Spy is going to start moving up with the KDA in a complete mass to destroy that. And if we actually start hitting that, then it's all good. So, AT2s coming in. It's not working. AT2s, one hits the PVAD and one hits the command. Then we notice there's only PVADs over here. As we look at the MI-27 here. Coming back around for another pass. Looking here. One goes out. We missed the Bradley. The second pass, though, hits the Bradley. PVAD is the only thing out there. Shots coming in. Minimal damage, if anything. And these are actually pretty good hits. So there's 2 IFVs, a command, and 1 PVAD. There's another PVAD still over here. So that's a big kill. 4 kills. 3 or 4 kills with that one. We know we took down the command. I think maybe it's 3 kills. So the PVAD, the IFV, and the command. So still doing some good work here. We're going to get this Conquerors up. We're completely capping that. So now we are neutral. At this point, I tell everyone that I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to move in here. The last thing we want is maybe to be pushed on the right side. It was a weird thing because this guy is both playing this lane and this lane, while this guy is trying to play this small lane. Like, I get the idea, but he didn't actually push this. Like, looking at this neutral, he should have ran through us. On the flip side, our attacker was kind of worried because he was facing a force and he wasn't sure what was going on. So, I'm going to hide this panel. This F-15 is going to go through and it's going to get absolutely destroyed by a couple of shots. ZSU, we're going to see the Spetsnaz fire, and that's a miss. So that's unfortunate we're not able to kill that. Because of the lack of damage that we had on the MiG-27s, at this point, they're ready already to go back. So we're looking for targets. These bad boys, the Sappery, really enjoyed them so far, fighting in the forest and in towns. With the BTR-70s, we're going to essentially put them in this space. Take it, push them up to here, essentially just have a triangle and challenge this. We challenge this, we will get a +2 tick. Fire Team Dragon and Flash coming at us, and this is where we kind of felt like we were in a bit of an issue. We see this Abrams come up, and I'm like, we can't deal with that in our current state, so we need good hits on everything. So another command coming in here. We're waiting for the ability to see it. We still can't see it. ATGM is going to miss the Bradleys. Either that tank was destroyed or it's just sitting in that smoke. I think it's sitting in that smoke. These are both Engineer's Flash. So this BTR is just going to chop through the Engineer's Flash. We're going to move up to ZSU-23 and just start firing at it as well. I mean, it can't do anything to the vehicles because it doesn't have any rockets. That's the good thing of knowing what units do what. Okay, here's the next run. AT4 coming in. Or AT2 is coming in. First one comes out. Misses the IFV. That one goes in and we kill that. Much more air. PVAD there and some rockets. This MiG-27 does get out of it, but that's another Abrams lost and another Bradley, which is big. Which is big. Else going on the map. Joe is holding this. Bartok slowly gaining on the right side. These are, I mean, big units. They would completely screw me up. However, the fact that we're coming in with this mass of force, we're just going to Q move to here and just make a circle around what we have. Conquers. I mean, at the end of the day, any push here is going to be dangerous against us. And so that Bradley goes down quickly, but we cannot see this Bradley. This Conquerors can't see it either. So we have an issue with that. PVAD's coming up. The Conquerors can finally see that. Kills that. So that's lucky. But this fire team can beat this Rosetka here because it's 4 on 8. Push up by the fire team leader. We're going to get the Ural Metlas up and just start hitting this fire team leader. It could be a bad thing if we allow it to just sit there and do whatever it wants. AT4 can be an even bigger issue for this Ural. The Dragon is with minimum arm range. Toe is going to take a shot though, and Toe is going to kill it. So the ZSU, we're going to take shots at this Dragon and try to kill it. Any unit that we can kill right off the bat is what we need to do. ZSU though, Toe coming in. A lot more coming in the back. That's going to hit the Strela instead of the ZSU. Conquers coming in. We see the Leopard. Shot coming in. It doesn't kill the Bradley. It's unfortunate, but this is another complete issue that we could have is being flanked on this side. HE coming in for Bartok. Gonna come in and hit some units here in the back. He loses that. I'm not sure what's ultimately ends up there. I think it's just AA. But that allows us to get an LGB in without being fired on to kill that. And that LGB is going to kill that. So, at the end of the day, 2 LGB strikes are good. I'm going to point this out. And we are going to try to get some infantry in. The thing is, it's going to take us a long time to get that infantry up. This command is going to go in this spot, and then we'll have a slow tick. Bartok slowly moving up. On the right. You knock that one out. And Joe was holding that zone. Bao has started moving up in this zone here. And then Spy is starting to put some pressure on this one. So we're at a +1 tick. SU-25 just can't see anything. And this became an issue. With so many Bradleys coming in that it could be... It was going to be a massive issue. Conqueror's taking a shot there. Kills one. The issue is this Conquerors needs more time. Strela going to get absolutely destroyed there. Conquerors takes out another one, so it's just infantry. Rosetka moving up. This Akrana needs to move back. Rosetka not able to see any of these Bradleys, but the Conquerors is the thing getting hit. Joe's rocket SU-25s just don't see anything yet. This AT2 is going to come in, and we're worried about this other Bradley. Round comes down. I think we end up killing it. But it's hit. Lost off commands coming in here. We're pushing out to ensure that we have this slight area. And then we're going to have to bring the Sappery to kind of help our flank. MI8 coming up. And it's going to be absolutely destroyed by infantry. But it fires on that infantry, which is important in the Bradley. It's stunned because the snipers in that can actually stun helos. This Ural is going to be routed from the ATGM from the Bradley. And then we're going to get them unloaded here. This LGB is going to come out and it's not going to be able to see that. So we're going to pull this back. We lost 2 of these vehicles instead of dismounting early. That's on me. We're trying to do this LGB here. The angle is just too rough, so we're going to have to pull the aircraft back, come back around. T-62 is going to come up and try to help us as well. Here comes the LGB flying again. Going to have to move back. And now we've taken that. Here's the pushback off that. Mi-24, we're going to get it up just to see if we can deal some damage here. And here it is. The Carl Gustav is the issue here. And it goes down. So Mi-24 is going to come up. We're going to hit this fire team Dragon at first. We can see it. And now we see this Abrams. And we're saying like we have an issue with this Abrams. We're going to... Luckily we have another plane that has the capability to deal with it. Because right now, if we didn't, we would be having a bad day. More RPG-22 infantry coming in here. On the left side, Spy is just completely overwhelming this guy on the left side. Bao is still pushing, which is nice. We're at a +3 at this point. Bartok's flooded this, just looking for their command. And Joe is starting to push him back here. Now our command's getting hit here. We're going to have to use some like stalling tactics. T-62 gets killed by a Bradley. That should never happen, but that is just dumb on my part. Bradley gets stunned by the Mi-24. Mi-24 turns to see this. We kill one. That's stunned, and we kill the second one. So the infantry push from the trees is eliminated. We're going to come out with an Afghansky, which does have the Mi-24D. We did lose that helo. We should have pulled it back while we had that chance. This LGB, we're just hovering it over because we may need it. We did a strike over here. We're going to keep this ticking too. We're going to get this Mi-24 rocket in there as well. We're going to get a Menace and Ocarina up here as well to just solidify this area and push back. Bao is just still pushing all the way down. And now as Spy is just overwhelming this guy on the left side, we should see what the KDA is good with. And that is a mass wave of human bodies the KDA shoots in. LGB coming through. We're going to hit this Panzer Grenadier here. And we do get it off before they disappear. We kill it. And they're going to take that back. So here we go. I asked Bartok if we can bring in some anti-infantry wise while I back it up and deal with any vehicles in there. He's going to give us a couple of flame portions and kind of guide us through. Ocarina out here for any looks. Afghansky is just a regular infantry unit. Desalniki's going to come up and we're going to see if we can deal with this. But there is a fire team Dragon issue. But rocket pods are amazing. You see this chaparral back here. Desalniki just on the other side of this rocket pod, or the chaparral, which is insane. So that fire team dragon's taken out. This command is still working here. Thessaloniki, we're going to push it up just because we want to get some shots on this Bradley. Chaparral does hit it once. And then there's another Chaparral back here. So it's unfortunate. Trying to take some shots here. This LGB is going to come in and hit this tank. As long as we still have it and on release, we still have it under. And it's dead. So Metis coming in. Cluster is going to hit that Chaparral. We do unfortunately lose that LGB. Chaparral getting hit and killed by the Metis. So if we would have had that Metis actually hit that Chaparral earlier, we would have been good. But yeah, both of them are down. Now we're just going to push up. T-62 push through. Bao is still pushing this guy out. And Spy is just completely draining this guy on the left. Lima is taken, but at this point we have a +3. Bartok has found this command out here. That's why he's not worried about pushing through Quebec. In all honesty, if you were to push through Quebec, is it even worth it? Yeah, you had nothing here in Quebec. Because these two guys were completely in the middle at this point. So he could have pushed Quebec and not had any issues, but at the end of the day, you kind of figure that you wouldn't have that issue. Like someone wouldn't play this middle like they did, but it's weird. It's weird because at the beginning of this game, if they would, like what I tell like Bus and everyone, if you pick a lane, you have no opposition. There's one of two things. Either no one's there, they deployed way back, or there's a hole in your line also. In this case, two were true. There's a hole in our line, and no one's on the right. So with Bartok helping us here, we just infantry push at this point through. And they just aren't going to be able to deal with all of this infantry. And then we're going to bring in these T-62s. More infantry as well. And Spy is going to probably try to push across this, but at the end of the day, it's hard for the KDA to deal with air. So Bao's Vassalists are actually hitting our area and trying to take down anything. This Cobra coming in, I realized that all of our anti-air was taken down. I'm like, I don't have air here. We're going to bring in this cluster. We need to bring in this MiG-23 and see if we can deal with this Cobra because I didn't realize that we didn't have any anti-air up. Here comes the MiG-23. It's not the most favorable against helos. And we don't kill it. And it gets absolutely destroyed by all this anti-air back. However, that's enough for it to force it to bug out. So what we kind of told Bao is once he pulls up to this, there's no reason, like if there's a lot of ATGMs over here, just start redeploying or deploying some of your stuff in the middle. So Bao starts deploying his stuff in the middle, which allows Bartok to start pushing in here because he's not being pressed. And so Bartok's going to move into Lima, capture Lima, and we're in a situation where once we push them out of this, I mean, that's pretty much a done game right there. And then also on the left, Spy is getting ready to actually make a move across. So just Q move all the way. That's what we're looking at. Eagle coming in. Bao's AT is not going to get it off. The AT4 here is going to get absolutely shredded. But all of this armor here might get one AT off. A lot of ATGMs out here, but at the end of the day, like you simply cannot withstand all of this. It's not happening. So pushing is going through. We see this. We're going to try to cluster strike this with the new clusters. At this point, I don't realize the BM-21s Vs are so OP. I was going to put a couple of helos in this. We're going to pull back because we're getting RD'd. Left side, we're going to start RDing a little space in between this for spy. Just put a little bit of clusters on it after we attack this. And Joe was saying there were some tanks up here, which the SU-25 rockets made quick work of. Remember, nothing's going on the right. It's Bartok playing back in the middle. T-55 is going to come up, get in the zone, and that's going to be a push. We pull them. We actually pushed them out of that middle zone. We killed their command that was back here. And so we have the first one surrender, and it's this guy over here. Maybe there were some issues, but no one taking Quebec actually allowed it to be an easy day for us. So Bartok's going to get that up to a 5 tick. Mirage gets taken down by Bau's Mi-24. And maybe a little bit of that Igla or Strela action. Out wide, that Buck actually making a good hit. And it's killed by the second Buck. So Spy finally able to get his stuff out. I told him I was going to strike this. And now that I'm thinking about it, I should have just said, hey, push that. Or just allowed him to keep going on. But I kind of stall out Spy in a way, which isn't a smart move. If I would have did this, I should have artilleried over here. Because this is an open field for Spy to operate down. So I kind of put him in a tenuous situation. Alright, so we're at a +5. About 2 minutes left. Looking forward. Joe's going to keep on pushing slowly but surely. The AI is there. This guy's trying to do more of a push. The ATAS and the Apaches coming up. KDA push across the field. We're only going to get one shot out of this as well. Because it is infantry out in the open. It's not something we want Spy to deal with. And in the middle, it's not really a big issue. But we're looking for it. And we've already fired on that. So we see them put more infantry here. And we see some ATGMs and whatnot here. We're going to push out. Another command comes out there. And now Spy is going to get his command in here. Reserve. Buck's going to move up. The issue is the Buck has to get really close to this because of this hill. So that's been an issue. That's why this Buck goes down. Because of artillery. Raven EW actually gets away fine with that. And now the Strela push up here needs to do something for him. Bao is still pushing kind of in this area. +6 now. At this point, because we did have we actually canceled this out them. So 16 seconds. A little tenuous in the middle, but we did some good work with the new division. I brought out the grads. And these are the full grads on this. Now I think as we go through, I think what I'll have is some full grads. 1 full grad, 2 of the other grads, the short 16 rounders, and then maybe 1 of the cluster, if not 2. I think it's the play with 56th. I mean, under 1, but I mean, we're playing against an actual deck that has some good armor. Our Conquerors did some good work against the Bradleys. 1 command there, and a Bradley. A 27, a Bradley, and Abrams. Another Abrams. This one did a couple Abrams and a PVAD. Metla was a fire team leader. That was the one out of the woods. LGB took out a Leopard. like, it was a pretty good game. And it just shows that you can do something against an armored deck. It's just I'm not very good at it. So thanks for hanging out. This is going to be your 5v5 on Geisa. Go ahead and leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.